What's going on, guys? Josh Carter here, One Objective Outdoors. Today's video, we ain't going to be fishing. We're going to be talking a little bit about something that we don't really go over a lot on this channel when we're out on the water or we're out, just fishing or kayaking or whatever. And that is our power source, the way we run our boats and our kayaks and how we keep everything charged and everything powered up and ready to go, because we run a lot of different electronics and accessories and from our kayaks to our bass boats. So we're going to kind of go over what we like to run, how my setup is, and show you guys where you can get these products. All right, guys. Well, like I said, we're going to be going over our battery setup. Yes, I said battery. I hear that a lot. A lot of people pick on me about how I say it. I say battery. I've always said it. My granddaddy said it. It's just how I talk. But anyways, we've been with Amped Outdoors for several years now. Great company to work with. I have loved the way they run their company. And the way they treat their customers is something that me and James stand 100% behind, because that's how we like to treat our customers and run our business. So it makes it a lot easier to work with a company like that and build a friendship with a company like that when y'all are on the same level of how you want your customers to be treated, but also how you want your products, the quality of your products to be. So, but we've been running Amped Outdoors for a good while now, and we've seen a lot of improvements on how they do things with technology and all that stuff. So we're going to kind of go over a few things. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you a little bit what I got sitting right here. And then also we'll talk a little bit about their warranties and all that. So, all right, guys. So like I said, been working with Amped Outdoors for many years and have really loved their batteries. We've worked with another company before them. They had a pretty decent product, but we had a lot of warranty issues with them, and customer service wasn't that great. This company, 100% customer service on point. If you go on their website, you can check. They have basically a lot of educational stuff, a lot of questions that get asked. They got it. They could answer it basically right there. And if it doesn't answer your question, you could go on there and call them or email them and get some more information from them. But we've gone on there and learned a lot just off their website of different setups they have and different classes they have on there of just how to set, your 12 volt, your 24 volt, your 36 volt, or, learn an amp draw for different electronics that you want to run and all that. So they have a really good website on how to, get the most out of your battery. Also, another thing about Amped Outdoors is they have a 10-year warranty on their battery. So if you got anything 50 amp or bigger, you got a 10-year warranty on your battery there. So, you got 12, 24, 36, depending on what you're running, they got you set up. And they also have different setups on there, different connectors, all kinds of different things that you can do to connect graphs and all that stuff. So make sure you go on to, it's right here on the side, ampedoutdoors.com. Check out all they have. So this one is the 100 amp hours you see. This is basically what I run for my graphs, and I keep an extra one. The reason why I keep extra one, I've never had, so as you see, I got another 100 amp right there. That's for my graphs. I got 250 amps right here. That is what I run they're 36 volts, so that's what I run my trolling motors with. So you have to excuse the dirtiness. There's a little dusty back there right now. So sorry about the noise. My mother-in-law started mowing basically when I started shooting this video. So, so I run the 100 amp hour there, and the reason why I keep this extra one is just in case something happens, like I can't get a good charge, or there's not many places where I can get good charge at a hotel or something, and because there's not many plugs. If I needed to swap something for my graph battery, I could do it. But I've never had to swap it. I mean, everywhere I've been, it's been good. Now the cool thing about these batteries is they're Bluetooth capable. That means I have an app, so I can go in there and check and say, hey, right before I go to sleep at the hotel, hey, everything's charging up. Or I can say, hey, some reason it's not charging. What's going on? I go check it, and maybe some idiot unplugged the charger, or it kicked a breaker, you know, at the receptacle, because some of these places you stay just aren't the best, and they get a lot of load on a certain circuit, you know, it'll kick a breaker. So or I got a battery charger issue, you know, things that you want to figure out before you wake up in the morning here, go fish a tournament, and realize that you have no juice. So but they are Bluetooth cable. You can go in there and you can check out a lot of stuff to tell you the health of your battery and all that before you go out on the water the next day, and you can take care of any issues possibly before it's, you know, it's not a shocker and you're like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? So but like I say, they have been really good. We haven't had no issues. So these are the ones I've been running in the boat since day one. You also notice on the other side I have a lead acid. That is because I needed to have some weight in the back. Now I talked with AMP about it. They have a cranking battery. Now you have to check with your manufacturer, because I know some manufacturers like Mercury and Yamaha and all of them, they all have certain batteries they want you to use as a lithium or whatever, but that's regular lead acid. I wanted to weight in the back of the boat. It's not a lot more weight, I know, but that battery there is probably, you know, 50, 60 pounds, 70 pounds compared to about 20 pounds of the 100 amps. So, and on this Ranger, it's, you know, it's basically you want to have as much weight as you can in the back. I do like the lithiums for the fact that I can go a lot longer on a single charge than I could on lead acids. So that's why I really like the lithiums. Now, these last forever. The 100 amp hour, I have, as you can see, I got a Garmin Lowrance, two 12s there. I got two 12s up front with a 9-inch Lowrance. I don't use Lowrance that much, just here and there depending on just certain tournaments or what I need. Now what I also do is, if I'm running a lake, or let's say I'm running the Potomac River, the James River, where I don't know the water well, I don't know the areas I'm running into, I'll run both mapping, because each mapping is a little different, so it kind of shows you some other things the other one wouldn't. So I'll run 2 graphs there, but when I get to most of my spots, a lot of times I'll either put them on standby or what, you know. So, and then up there, but up there I run Panoptics and regular forward facing, but I don't always run the Panoptics, or not the Panoptic perspective, I mean. It just depends on where I'm fishing and all that. Most of the time I have it cut off and I'm just running regular live scope. Again, I do apologize for the mowing sound, but so that helps save a lot. So I don't go through the voltage or the amps like James does. He keeps all his graphs on all the time. He's figured out that he needed 160 amp hour. For me, the 100 has worked well, but like I say, I'm a little more frugal when it comes to, you know, I just cut things off. If I don't need it, I just cut it off. I understand some people don't want to do it, and that's fine. But if you got, the main thing is, if you got 4 12s running and you have both perspective, like the live scope and the Panoptics or whatever. I can't get my words right today, guys. I'm sorry. If you run perspective or forward facing, there we go. Then, and you will keep them on all the time, or you're running 3 graphs up front and 2 in the back, I would highly recommend going to 160 amp hour. And that would probably be all that you will need. I've only had one time where it started beeping at me at the end of the day, and that was probably about I'm gonna say a 12 to 13 hour practice, from daylight to dark, basically, you know. So, and I didn't, but I had everything on, like I say. So, but other than that, guys, I mean, I just want you guys to be aware of, there's several different lithium companies out there, you know, and make sure you pick one that's willing to back their product, and it's going to have a good product, and that are actually helpful and informative on what battery you would need, because they're not going to sell you something more than you would need, but they also don't want to sell you something that's way less and you're coming back pissed because, you know, you don't have enough juice. So definitely make sure you check out a good battery company when it comes to spending the money on lithiums. I know there is some ones on Amazon that are cheap, and if you're in a kayaking or you got a John boat or whatever, and you just want to spend just a little, you don't want to spend a fortune in lithiums. Now that is a good thing about AMP. If you go and check the prices on a lot of batteries, AMP is very, very competitive with most companies out there. Some are higher, but AMP, if you're looking, they're a lot more competitive than most when it comes to getting a good lithium with good, internals and good customer service at a good price. So make sure you go check out Amped Outdoors. So other than that, guys, I just want to kind of go over with you guys a company that helps support us, and they've helped us out with rigging boats and kayaks. And if we did have a customer issue with either charging or we had a question about how to wire something up a different way because we're doing a custom rig, they've always been right there for us to help us out. And we've had customers that have called and have said the same thing about them. So make sure you go check them out. I'll have a link in the description down below here where you can go on our website, One Objective Outdoors, or you can go to Amped Outdoors and check them out. But other than that, guys, hope this video helps you out a little bit when it comes to picking a battery. We also have on our One Objective bass fishing channel, where we do all our kayak rigging and boat rigging and all that, a thing over there where we're kind of going over battery sizes and all that. And if you guys would like to understand more about the different battery sizes and what to go with on your kayak or your bass boat, john boat, whatever, comment down below, let us know, and I can put together another video kind of explaining the differences of what each one's good for, what you should use one for, and all that. So other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you later. See ya.